Hello there and welcome to the Bicycle Diaries. As you can see, it's an absolutely gorgeous day today, so I'm off out to do quite a long one. I did it the other day and it was 52 kilometers, and that took me to Wickham, along the south coast, out through Havant and then back home, so should be a good one. The weather today is absolutely gorgeous. We've got quite a bit of blue sky, temperatures between 11 and 12 degrees Celsius, and a very light wind from the south, so it should be a very pleasant ride. Caught up with another couple of cyclists. They're going up the Mud Island climb. No idea who they were, but I just rode with them for a little bit, basically because it was a bit too difficult to overtake them on the climb. This is actually my third ride of the week. On Tuesday I did pretty much the same route using my Specialized winter bike, but I only got as far as that hill there in coming out of Wickham, because as I was ascending I broke a spoke. Now they were fairly cheap Chinese wheels, so I should have expected something like that, so unfortunately it meant I had to cut my ride short and get a taxi back home at a cost of £25. That's about $30. And then I swapped over to my Cannondale with the super sexy wheels from Spin On These. Thank you again, Drew. And the other two rides that I did this week have all been on the Cannondale. And I have to say, it's like chalk and cheese. Riding the Specialized was a bit like riding an armoured personnel carrier, and this is like driving a sports car. I say it every single time I swap over to riding this bike in the spring. It just feels absolutely fantastic. The position, the way it rides, and now I've got these wheels, it's just even better. This is always a super fast route because 9 times out of 10 you've got a tailwind along here and it's pretty flat. The downside though is that it's a little bit built up and there are traffic lights about every 500 meters or so, and you're guaranteed to get caught at most, if not all of them. It's amazing how this warm weather has brought people out riding in short kits. I've seen so many people with short shorts and short sleeve jerseys. Incredible. A bit too cold for me though still. Right, well that's me more or less out of the built up area for the moment anyway. The problem obviously with the traffic lights is not just the stopping and the starting, it's positioning yourself back on the bike and getting up to speed. That takes a couple of minutes. The right pain. Just had a very quick last minute change of plans. I should have turned left there and climbed up from Emsworth there up to the Skull and Bones cross, but I've decided to go straight on into Westbourne and then I'll turn left up Monk's Hill because it's a bit quieter than that climb, and then down over Woodbury Lane into Rowland's Castle and then home. Hopefully it'll be slightly longer than the ride I did on Thursday, and that'll make it the longest ride of the year. I always find Monk's Hill deceptively tough, and particularly today because I'm doing that hyperventilating thing again where I'm taking in far too many breaths and not breathing out enough, and that's due to kind of carbon dioxide exchange, I think. So I really need to start doing my breathing through the nose exercises a bit more. psychologically speaking, this ride always feels a lot further than it actually is. The route itself isn't particularly difficult, but the thing that makes it feel longer is that I go west first of all, and then I come back towards Sussex and I come in from the east. Normally I don't mix those two up, not for any particular reason, it's just that yeah, I don't generally do it, but on this particular route I do, and it just feels like I've done two rides for the price of one. So there we go, that's 52 kilometers so far, and that's officially the longest ride of the year. I've got about another 4 to go, which will just stretch it out just that little bit more. Well, that was another great ride with 55 kilometers in the bank of fitness, and according to Strava or Relive, whichever one you look at, between 250 and 380 meters of climbing. Thankfully, due to the really nice weather that we had this week, this was ride 4 of 5. On Sunday I went out and did an additional 30 kilometers on my Buns, Bent and Hoe route, simply because I just couldn't resist getting out on the bike. And that brings my weekly total to 187 kilometers ridden. I've got 8 hours of seat time and I've climbed 1,560 meters. And that brings the year's total to 928 kilometers ridden. I've got 35 hours and 40 minutes of seat time, and I've climbed 7,888 meters. Thinking long term now, and my goal of riding 7,000 kilometers in 2021, that works out to about 600 kilometers a month. And obviously I'm a little down on those totals at the moment, but that's been due to the weather. So hopefully the nice weather will continue and I'll be able to catch up a little bit. The weather this week is forecasting a little bit of a mixed bag. There's some really nice sunny weather in there, but there's also a couple of rainy days as well. And the plan for me is to extend my seat time and try and get about 7 hours. And I'll just have to take the weather as it comes really. So going out and actually riding on the road when it's sunny, and then staying indoors and riding on the turbo trainer when it's not. And finally, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Andrew down there in Australia for very kindly sending me the work stand. A couple of weeks ago I posted a vlog about cleaning your bike, and the overwhelming feedback was that I really need a stand if I don't want to scrape my frame against the wall, and Andrew very kindly stepped up and he actually sent me one. So thank you once again, Andrew, for that very, very kind gesture of sending me a work stand. So there we go, the weather really is picking up now that we've entered into March, and I can really feel that spring is in the air. Thanks for watching.